Hey guys, we are here today to install these VLAND Sequential Tail Lights from Amazon. Now a lot of people have these installed. They're one of the cheapest options you can find for the MK6 GTI. So I'm gonna see if these are worth it. Because I watched BryGuy503, Brian, I'm guessing it's BryGuy503's install video. And he said it was a bit of a pain in the butt wiring because you gotta wire this tail light to this. But now you're thinking, why do these two need to be wired together if when you open the trunk, taillight goes up here? It's the annoying part. So we're gonna get into it. Wiring is not my specialty, but we're gonna try it. I went for the completely blacked out taillights because I wanted them to look pretty aggressive. So we're gonna get in, we're gonna try to get these installed, see how it is, and honestly, see if it's worth buying the cheap ones or if you should just go for full name brand. Let's find out. So the approach I'm going for is full just disassembly before installing anything back. And then, God, oopsies. We're here now, hey. Oh, my recorder fell out. Oh, this is really annoying. You guys didn't see that on camera. Just smashed my noggin. Concussion number 11. I ripped that before that came out, and that's fine. But now this is all done goofed. There's a little tab right here you can pull out. And then this is just to unclip that. Unscrew it. All it is just a little pressure on this taillight thing. It's that and the light. It just pops out once you get this. So now we're gonna go to the other one. Now we're gonna take all this off, and you've got, oh, are they? Are you gonna hit them? I think T20, yep, T20 Torx right here. I put gloves on just because I feel like I'm about to get too many bloody knuckles, and I'm not usually using gloves, and I should change that. All right, that's that. Ta-da! Off that comes. Same thing. You just gotta pull the clips. Watch out for it getting stuck. Then you unclip the clips. You got two little bolts on each one. Please don't be 8mm because I've lost my 8. Where's my 8? I need them now. It's definitely an 8, at least an 8mm. Little wrench it is. Yay. This might take a minute. Super easy. I'll show you on this side as best as I can. I just pressed the back, broke the seal, pops right out. This little curved piece right here.
Next, pry and remove the top trim to access two 10mm nuts that'll make wiring easier down the line. This lets the side piece move a fair bit more to give you more room to move your fat hands, as is my case.
So here's just a little bit of the difference between the two. We've got the left side stocks, the right side brand new. Even with the tint that oopsies, put on, you can tell how much darker these are. You've got right in the middle, that is just the brake bulb. You've got the reverse light, and you got the blinker. Well, reverse light's in here, blinker's right here. But for this, you've actually got LED strip that runs around runs around there, plus the bulb in the middle. So you've got kind of more of a two section tail light, brake light. And then you've actually got right at the bottom, you can't really see it on the actual outside one, but on the inner one you can see the little LEDs right there. That's what's going to be your sequential. It's going to go out, zoop, zoop, zoop. Doesn't surprise me, they don't make these for BMWs. So we've got the whole back of the trunk off, and we've got tail light out. We've got another tail light out and pieces just removed. I'll show you on this side. So we can get the taillight wire up around through there and then through that little rubber piece right there, just so we can keep it weather sealed and connect the two properly. I mean, this took maybe 15 minutes tops while trying to film. Super easy to get it all off. Now we're gonna swap them out and then try to wire those bad boys in. It is kind of unfortunate this did not come perfectly sealed. Just gotta stick it back on like that. So then methinks got this box that we're gonna have to put somewhere. We'll figure that out. Sneak that big boy wire through, and then sneak that. This. Ah, shoot, what have I done? Oops. This needs to make a comeback. You can't quite see it, but gotta get it threaded back on. And I think I just, I had it for half a second. There we go, tightened on. Now, let me show you guys something. So you can see right here, this was some of the fitment issues that I was bringing up to some people I was talking to and I'd seen online. Finger for context, in some of the earlier photos of this, it definitely looked like it was out to here and it was a solid inch off. This doesn't look as bad. Fitment over here, kind of tell it's a little off, I think. There might be a little bit of wiggle room, but it's definitely got a good look to it, even if the fitment is just a touch off. And so now one thing we gotta make sure we do is get everything plugged back in. Right up here, you've got your power. That goes to this bad boy right here. Had blocked it, but boom. Power connected, make sure. You gotta connect these back to each other. Other way. My hands feel so big and clunky in these gloves, I can't do a fine-tuned motion. Ta-da! And we gotta find a place for this. Got 3M tape on the back, that's very generous. So we'll find a place for that. Not actually there, but never mind, we won't even set it there for now. But our biggest concern is gonna be getting this guy way up top.
So far so good, I think. But I had a feeling the outer taillights would be the easier ones to get in. It's the wiring that was the real daunting task for me. I'm not delicate or precise in my workings, and running wire and splicing kinda use both. And right away, I forgot to run the wire through the proper channel before connecting them. Time for take two. Good thing though, because my first attempt was pretty terrible.
So this was originally just gonna be a test side, and then I decided to film the wiring part of these guys right here. Some horribly messy stuff. I have some heat shrink connectors, but I only have 2. So I was trying to see what options I could do to get around using them since I need 4. And that's kind of what I came up with. I actually originally tried to pull these pins out and like just kind of take a screwdriver, push the little lock and pull them out, but I didn't want to just pull them out of the actual pin. I have to try to rewire that because that's not my skill set. So I went for the cut, and Bry Guy tied a knot into the the cable, put a zip tie around it, and kind of pulled it through. Put the long end of the zip tie through and pulled it through. It worked pretty well. It was a little sticky and tough. But one thing that I'll show you when I do the other side is if you actually take off this bolt right here, T25 Torx bolt, you can get through, and there's a little bit of a hole. Right, you can see where that yellow wire is right there. There's a little bit of a hole that allows you to run it completely behind these panels. Bry Guy was almost there. He went around this weather seal, I think like right here, to get around in. But if you take one more bolt off, you can get through, and there's a hole. You can wire it up through. I gotta tuck it in once I put everything back. But that's kind of the annoying part right now that I'm not a huge fan of. It's just adding a lot of extra wires to get these sequential turn signals installed and to work. It should get tucked up in there mostly. Got the box in a tentative spot right here up around. I don't know if that's where it's gonna go, but you got 4 boxes to add all this extra wiring. It's kind of a pain. Stuff everywhere. I gotta do that one next. So, I mean, I've started, I'm not gonna stop, but man, these are kind of annoying. Right behind this little lip is a hole that you can just pass this through. If I can grab it, I'm having to hold this piece back and try to grab it at the same time. I'm almost there. There, so you can grab it like that. Pull it through-ish if it wants to. Might get looped a little bit. Pull it, and there, it's kind of tight right there. So you got this through. Because I'd originally tried to press these pins out and pull it to get the connector through the weather seal. Didn't work. So we are gonna have to cut it. I'm gonna cut it a little closer so I can tuck it better this time. But we're gonna make this one look a little prettier. Get this guy in here. And there's 2 screws. You can see that one right there that you gotta just line up. Zoop and zoop right there and there. Lined up. Power. Connected. I just reuse these bolts. I'm gonna be honest. One of these gold-plated, whatever they are, dropped it. We're good. One of those screws actually is loose on the other one. It looks like someone tried to JB weld it back together. I guess you really do get what you pay for on these things. And I mean, you go cheap for a reason, and it's good so far. Could have been a little bit more forethought on wiring, but they're really not bad. They're half the price of the other option that I found, the Ziza ones. I have their sequential mirror turn signals. They're like $450 on sale right now, maybe 500 bucks on ECS. But for $250, about half the price, these aren't terrible so far. Just the wiring gets a little bit yucky.
You were probably wondering what those random side pieces were doing in the box. Well, they go on the inner taillights, and they are a pain to get on securely.
So it was super interesting actually doing these. Small little detail. This one fit great the first time. Come to the other side, this bugger did not. And I actually had to whittle just a little bit off that corner right there, the upper one once the trunk's lowered, because it wasn't sitting right. And now it just kind of pops in. It's easy to pop out, but I think that's kind of how it's designed to do, but it sits better just shaving that down just a touch. You can see how it fits a little better right there. You barely notice. Minor detail, but that's how those go on. Right now we're on to this part. Just kind of get a screwdriver in, pull it down. So this definitely won't be a how hard could it be video, just because I looked it up because I needed it. I wasn't about to try this without it. Tie knot, zip tie around the knot. If it wants to go up through. Now this does not want to go as much as the other one. Oh, nope, there it is. Ta-da! It's through. And then you kind of, I just push that down a little bit, pull, and you can kind of push it down, pull, and there it is. Out through the top. Boom. Just kind of pull it through. Okay, so what I showed you was exactly what you need to do to get it through here, but not what you need to get it through here. So we're just gonna redo that. You've learned how to get it through here, but just make sure you put it through here first. This is why wiring is not my specialty. This, you plug it in just to make it, there we go, that way. Just a little easier. And then we've got my heat shrink ones. So we got my heat gun. All right, now we gotta let that dry. Ooh, warm. Maybe the other one to do. Yeah, I need a crimp tool. I need a better wiring and soldering kit instead of just relying on this. 16 to 22, this is perfect. I had no problems doing it this way with the lit logo, so that's good. I should have just bought more of these and an actual crimper. Would be more professional now, wouldn't it?
So many boxes, one for each piece, 4 in total. Weight increase, bro.
So they're all installed, and I mean, they're looking, the overall look, they're looking slick. We're gonna test them before we put everything back. See, everything's all over there. Oh, but that's actually pretty good. The white and the black looks really, really good. Unfortunately, because my battery is a Braille battery, I'd open the garage door because I had to turn the car on. If I really try to test it without turning the car on, it will drain the battery to the point where the car will not start unless I push start it or jump start it. So we're just gonna start it and test them out and then see if we need to fix anything. All right. Push started the car and I won't show it yet. They work. Look at that. Oh, let me get focus on it. Wow, that looks so good. And you can't really get it because it, look, but they got sequential on the mirror and the taillights and the LEDs. That's pretty slick. I like that. Maybe I should have gone with the amber, or the dark cherry, whatever they're called. But make sure no cars are coming. That's pretty slick. Look at that. Now we just got to get it all back together.
Without exaggeration, that was the worst reassembly I have ever done. I've had longer and more time-consuming reassemblies, but nothing like this. I kept forgetting simple steps, no panel wanted to go back how it came, clips broke, and I burned my hand on one of the control boxes because those things run hot. I was just about at my wit's end by the time I finished. So, was it all worth it? The OEM taillights have a fine look, especially with the tint I put on for Eurofest. A good, cheap alternative to all this headache for sequential taillights. But I gotta say, wow, those look good. When on, the black keeps a high contrast to the red light and really makes them stand out, and the sequential LEDs look awesome too. For the price, these are not bad. Some glaring fitment issues, an infuriating install, but being on the other side of all that, I quite like them. I mean, how cool does that look? So, to answer the question, are cheap Amazon taillights worth it? Barely. Still happy they're in though. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something too. Please subscribe, check out our Patreon, and remember, Jesus loves you. Bye.